Right here we got ourselves a little toad hopping away. Right in the garden. It's very toady. Very cute though. Hey buddy. Where's the family? You can see he has some spots on his back. Reminds of a leopard. I wonder if he enjoys the water. Nice little shower. There he is there. I wonder if he's a ninja Toto. Does he do karate? Karate! He's probably in here eating some bugs. Enjoying it. Plants around him. He probably likes flowers. Right now he's enjoying some lavender. Did I just go to sleep and wake up in heaven? It's pretty nuts. It's pretty amazing out here. That's all I gotta say. And the air is just warm and like cozy almost. It was a hot day today. Now it's cooled down enough to where it's just like, just feels perfect out here. It's nuts. We have now arrived again at the mulberry tree. And let's just cut through this bush here. And here's our mulberries. And it's a little bit darker than they were last time. That's edible. See if we can find some more. Here's a nice, beautiful dark one. We can actually pick that and eat it. Let's get in the sun here. Now check out that juicy berry. That's beautiful. I gave the berry a little inspection, and I didn't see any mites or anything on there. I wouldn't eat them if there were. I suggest that it's probably safer not to eat them when there's other insects on there, just in case, you know, we don't know what they are and what they do. But, I mean, it's not gonna kill you probably, but, you know, better safe than sorry. So, this one looks clean. I'm gonna eat this one. Wow, that tastes beautiful. It's juicy, sweet, and sour. Like, sweet and sour is my favorite flavor, actually, so it's a heavenly berry for a heavenly experience. So right now we're under the foliage here. There's a lot more berries, as you can see. But most of these are not ripe yet, and I picked out a few ripe ones, which I'm gonna eat on the go. It's a nice little treat to have while you're walking through the woods. There's no berry like a mulberry. And the bee stings, and I'm feeling sad. I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so sad. So today there's gonna be something new in the menu. We're gonna make an apple banana pie. I can't say that I've ever had one before, so this will be my first time trying it, and also my first time making it. My first admitting. Let's see how it goes. So the first thing we're gonna do is start off by peeling this apple. Here's my apple peel. And here's our Red Delicious. That's what I think it is. So we're gonna peel it starting from the top, going down to the bottom. This one's a little difficult. Oh my god, you don't want it to be that hard. It should be a little easier than that. But not everything goes as planned. That part that I was going through there had a little bit more of a rot. You can see right there the brown spot. Sometimes it gets a little mushy and the skin becomes a little more difficult when it's softer actually to peel than when it's taut and you know, I guess I could say supple. It's taut and supple. So as you can see, peeling apples is not as easy as you think, but it's one of the most important factors in having or in preparing a delicious pie, baking a delicious pie. So we have the apples all peeled up and beautiful. I use 7 because the recipe called for 10. I replaced those 3 apples with 3 bananas. I'm gonna chop those up and eventually mix those with the chopped apples. But before we do that, we're gonna get the crust prepared and rolled out. So let's do that first. So my favorite recipe site, favorite go-to for recipes is cooks.com. And my favorite pie crust to make is the Easy Pie Crust from Pillsbury Bake Off. So we're gonna go with 2 cups of Pillsbury all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2/3 cup of shortening, 5 to 6 tablespoons of ice cold water. And we're gonna get ourselves a whisk and a bowl, like a bowl here. And I'm gonna go over and retrieve a whisk out of the drawer right over here. Right in here, we got our whisk. We got some little whisk here. Oh, one a little larger than that, so. That one is even smaller. Let's see if I can find a bigger one. I'm sure I have one somewhere. Here goes the bigger whisk. You always want the bigger whisk. That's perfect. So now we're gonna get our 2 cups of flour out of here. Let's put that in. So as you can see here, the flour is leveled off. We're gonna do this with the 2nd cup as well. So let's dump that in our bowl. Perfect. We have our 1 teaspoon of salt. Here we have our shortening. It's a vegetable shortening. So I'm gonna get that in there as well. We're gonna take 2 of these to make 2/3 cups. So let's get a 2nd scoop right now. So here we are with our 2nd cup, which equals 2/3 cups. So let's plop that in. And then the reason why I had the camera on the iced cup of water is because the last ingredient is 5 to 6 tablespoons of ice cold water. That is the wrong measuring unit. This is a teaspoon. I need a tablespoon, so let's find that. Over here into our measuring tool drawer. Here we are. Tablespoon, measuring spoon. I have a black one here. Let's see if I have a red one. You know what? Black lives matter. Let's get a black one. Okay, it's 5 to 6 tablespoons of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 6 that time. And the reason why I didn't grab the ice, because you don't really want to mix the ice with the flour. It might take a while to melt down, then it won't uniformly, you know, blend with the flour there. And then you'll have an ice pocket that will melt later. So there you go. And then we get to whisk it. And I'm gonna take this product with our whisk and get it all mixed together. And when it clumps into the whisk, like you see there, you can use a butter knife to remove the product from in between the whisk wires that we see there. Now that we got that all blended up with the whisk, it's about the size of pea balls, and now we're gonna mush that together with our hands to a large single round dough ball, and then kind of split that in half. Let's get to it. So right now we got a nice ball of dough here. Make sure that it's nice and pressed together. Kind of knead it a little bit with your hands. And make it to a nice kind of roundish ball. And we're gonna split this in half and wrap it in 2 separate plastic bags. Take that right there, get out a nice butter knife, and split it in half. So one side be the top crust, and one side be the bottom crust. Voila, there we go. So there goes our pie crust dough in those little plastic bags. You just use any plastic bag that you could keep it airtight in. I just took it and kind of just twisted it up, and there you go. It's all done. So we let that rest for about 20 minutes, and now we're gonna work on the apples and bananas. Let's get it done. So now let's get these apples chopped up. And where's my knife? My favorite knife, the cleaver. Let's get it down. First you wanna do it in squares. You want the top to basically be a square. I'll show you in a moment what that looks like. Now the top of the apple is a square. And you could just toss that core away, and then we work the rest. And we do that again to the next one, and into all the rest of the apples. Square core. Well, you gotta think it's square core. You wanna try not to get any of the core in the recipe, because it turns out to be kind of tough when you're chewing on it when it's inside the apple pie. That is. See, there's a little bit of core here. Just wanna chop that off too. You don't want really any of the core in the recipe. Look at that. So now we want to get these apple pieces even smaller. So you could take that one maybe like in, once it's that small, like in thirds. Should be small enough. This part. You can split it down the middle one time. There you go. And I want to toss this when we're done in my bowl. So we can take what I chopped up so far and just kind of swipe it into the bowl here as we go along, so that we make space for chopping. So now it's time to get these bananas chopped up. They're kind of greenish, but you know, they're riper than they look. So I was taught that actually you open it from the bottom, so let's try that. I'm used to opening it from the other side. There we go. You don't have to bring it all out in one piece, but I guess the prettier it looks, the better. We're gonna chop it up anyways. You know, we have 2 halves here. So chop them. And some manageable sizes. And we're gonna do the same thing to all the bananas. So now we're up to the level where we just get the filling prepared. We have our filling right here, a banana apple mix. And now let's get those ingredients in there and finally get the filling prepared so we can put that inside of the top of the pie crust. So the recipe calls for a half teaspoon of ginger. So fill it up about halfway. I don't have a half teaspoon, so we're gonna work with that. Teaspoon of nutmeg. Let's get that going. Okay, that looks something close to 1/4 teaspoon. Let's dump that in there. You don't have to be exact with these figures, but you do not want to overdo it. It's better that you underdo it with nutmeg and the ginger than overdo it. Then after that, we're gonna get a half teaspoon of ground cinnamon in that filling here. And that looks like it's about half. Now we need a half cup of white sugar. And we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of cornstarch on there for thickening. And now it's time to stir. Last but not least, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of butter. It's already kind of pre-measured for us. So it's gonna cut right where there's 2. Just add that in there. I'm gonna take that piece and cut it down to a smaller size. Add that in there separately. So now we have our 2 dough halves here. What we're gonna do is get our surface floured so that it's more non-stick. Just gonna sprinkle it. Don't need too much, just enough to just kind of rub around there. We're gonna have about a space, let's say, of about 2 square feet. We're close to that. Now we can take our dough, start with 1/2, and just roll it out. We want to get it to more of a round shape first. You want to round that out, and then roll it out. Round it out, roll it out. That's the motto here. So we know that our pie crust has been rolled out enough. And we can take the pie pan, put it over top, and it looks like it covers all the edges all around. So that'll fit neatly inside of our pan. That looks good, so let's get the filling in, which is right there, and then work on the top pie crust. So now we got the pie crust in order. I'm gonna add that to the top of the filling. And the recipe does call for some lemon juice. So I'm gonna add this, maybe about a capful. Sprinkle that around on there. And let's get this pie crust on top. now that we got the pie crust on top, you want to just kind of knead that down around the sides there. Make sure that looks neat. You want to make contact with the lower crust. Top crust, fuse, and making contact with the lower crust. That's the goal. Make sure nothing is hanging off the pie pan. Now look at that beauty. That's ready for the oven. Let's maybe add a couple of slits in there. Let's mark this pie with an M on top. I like to do this in my pies, it gives it some air. And we got an M there on top. Let's get that baby in the oven. Put it in the middle rack. And leave that in there for 45 minutes or until golden brown. Isn't she beautiful? I'm so proud of that pie. Can't wait to taste it. We're gonna bump this up to 375. Good night of pie making is not complete without some working out. So we got this weight vest on, about maybe 25, 30 pounds. Let's get to it. Let's go on the ground and do some push-ups. Make these babies bigger. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Six. Clap push-up time. Oh, full of power. So now it looks like our pie is ready. Oh, look at that. Sizzling away. So let's get this out the oven. Don't forget to use your oven mitts. Very important. You don't want to burn yourself. Wow, that looks beautiful. So now we have an amazing pie here. It's out the oven. It's time to finally take that slice out of the pie. There goes the M. You can either stand for money or just Marcus. Or just maybe Money Marcus. Let's get this pie. Wow, it's carved into beautifully. Quickly, ooh, we're just steaming up the camera there. Wow. That, let's get more of this, more of the filling out here. Wow, this is a beautiful pie. I'm really excited to taste it. So now we got ourselves some pie here. You gotta make sure you have a little bit of apple and a little bit of banana mixed in with that, and some crust here on the bottom. Let's give it a final taste test. Wow, that's actually really good. I've been told not to make it. They told me it'd be horrible, but I gotta say it is amazing. Another slam dunk all over again. Yes, I can't wait till you guys try it. Let me know how you like it in the comments.